Welcome to Music with Mrs. Avery. Hello everyone, it's time to warm up our voices, so please stand up wherever you are. Make sure you have plenty of room around you. Stand up with good posture and your hands to your side. During our warm-ups, I want you to use your best singing voice. Don't worry if you don't know the songs. Just listen and join in when you can, because they're very repetitive. Here we go. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. This time clap your hands. Stomp your feet, ready yet? Bend your knees up and down. Tilt your head side to side. Reach to the sky, then touch your toes. Clap above your head. Clap above your head and sing the song. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Don't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morn. Can't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo and singing fee-fi, fiddly-I-o, fee-fi, fiddly-I-o, fee-fi, fiddly-I-o, strumming on the old banjo. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Clap and sing. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. In this lesson, we are going to review our notes, and then we are going to use those notes to compose some rhythmic patterns and play them. But before we get started, you are going to need two items. you are going to need a blank piece of paper and a pencil. So go ahead and pause this video so that you can go and get your materials. Now that you have your materials, let's get started. Go ahead and hold your paper up long ways. So it's long top to bottom. And at the very top, let's write in notes, since we're going to review our notes first. And I just realized you cannot see that in the video, so let me write it a little bit lower on my board. Notes. So that's our title, and we're going to start with our first note. Do you know what this note is? If you do, yell it out. This is our quarter note. Can you say quarter note? Excellent. So I want you to draw a quarter note, and then I want you to label it. Quarter note. Now our quarter note has two parts. It has a head and a stem. And the head of the quarter note is shaded in or colored in, we will say. So this is our quarter note. Make sure you are drawing and writing in your very best handwriting. And the quarter note gets one beat. Awesome, let's go on to our next note. So this one first starts out looking like two quarter notes. But then we're going to draw this little line here to connect them. This note is called beamed eighth notes. Can you say beamed eighth notes? And it's actually two notes that are beamed together. So just like the two parts that our quarter note had, this note has two heads, two stems, and then this line here that connects them is called the beam. And that's how it gets its name. Beamed eighth notes. And beamed eighth notes also get one beat total. But the difference is, when we play a quarter note, we make one sound. And when we play beamed eighth notes, we make two sounds. So a quarter note makes one sound for that one beat, and our beamed eighth notes make two sounds for that one beat. So once you have both of these written down nice and neatly, go ahead and put your pencil down and get your hands ready, because we are going to play these so that you can hear the difference. Remember, if I am moving too fast, you can always pause this video so that you can catch up. Okay, so we're going to play a quarter note first. So a quarter note gets one beat. So it sounds like this. One. Can you play that with me? Ready, go. Excellent. So the beamed eighth notes also equal that same one beat, except we have to play two sounds within that one beat. So these are a little bit faster. So a beamed eighth note sounds like this. One, and. Can you play that with me? Ready, and. One, and. Excellent. And we say and because we're kind of dividing that beat in half. Okay? So our quarter note and our beamed eighth notes each equal one beat. But what's the difference? We play how many sounds when we play a quarter note? One. That's right. And how many sounds do we play when we play beamed eighth notes? That's correct. Two. All right, pick up those pencils. We have two more notes to look at. The first note looks just like
a quarter note. Except you'll see the head of the note is not colored in. And this note is a half note. And it gets 2 beats. So remember, in your best handwriting, you are drawing the note and you are labeling it with the vocabulary and the beats. When you're finished, go ahead and put your pencil down. We're going to play it together. So a half note gets 2 beats. And when we use our hands to play it, it's going to look like this. 1, 2. Would you play it with me? Ready? And 1, 2. One more time and go. 1, 2. So a half note really holds out for 2 full beats. So if we were singing a half note, it would sound like this. Ta, ta. See how we would hold it for 2 beats? And we have one more note to go over, so pick up those pencils and here we go. So our next note is just ahead, just like this. And this is called our whole note. Whole note. And a whole note gets 4 beats. 4 beats total. Notice the whole note is just ahead. There is no stem. So once you've got that written down in your best handwriting on your paper, go ahead and put your pencil down, get your hands out, and we are going to play a whole note. Now, when we use our hands, it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of my students like to call it the fireworks note because we kind of make a firework with our hands. Let's try it again. Play with me. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and that note is sustaining. It's holding out. Ta. So if we were singing it, it would sound like that. We would hold it out for 4 long beats. So let's check our work so far. We should have a quarter note drawn neatly and labeled. Beamed eighth notes drawn neatly and labeled. A half note drawn neatly and labeled. And a whole note drawn neatly and labeled. So now, let's create some rhythms. Let's start with 4 quarter notes. So below this, nice and neatly, can you draw 4 quarter notes in a row, just like I am doing here? Double check, make sure you have 4. And we know that each quarter note gets 1 beat. So let's play this rhythm pattern together. Are you ready? Remember, 4 beats. Ready? And. You got it. Let's play this 4-beat quarter note pattern together. Again, ready? And. Excellent. Let's draw and compose another pattern. This time, let's add in some beamed eighth notes. And how about a couple quarter notes? This looks like a fun pattern to play. So remember, each of these notes gets 1 beat, but when we play the beamed eighth notes, we're going to make 2 sounds. And when we play the quarter notes, we're going to make 1 sound each. So So are you ready? Put your pencil down, get your hands out, and let's try this together. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So remember, the beamed eighth notes sound a little bit faster than the quarter notes because we have to play 2 times per 1 beat. Let's try that again. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes it's easier if you add words to your notes. So, what if we try this? Apple, apple. Because apple's a great word for our beamed eighth notes. Apple, apple, right? And then how about tree for our quarter notes? So now this is going to read apple, apple, tree, tree. Would you play it with me? Ready? And apple, apple, tree, tree. You got it this time. Let's try it again. Ready? And apple, apple, tree, tree. Excellent job. Thank you for reviewing all of your notes with me and composing and playing a few rhythm patterns with me. For your assignment in Seesaw, I would like for you to take a picture of the work that you completed with me during the video lesson. And I'd like for you to take the very short rests quiz on page 2 of your Seesaw assignment. I want to see what you remember about the quarter rest, the half rest, and the whole rest. I cannot wait to see your work. Thank you for joining me